others would say, well, thank you, but this is not mine. That's not going to last very long. So we also need property regimes, licenses that say, well, what has been produced by everyone, you can change it, adapt it, use it, but then every change is going to be available to everybody else. Okay, so we call this peer production, peer property, and peer governance. The second key term here is the commons, right? Which is when you put something as a shared resource, this is called a commons, something that is not private, but also not public in state. It belongs to all of us who contributed to create it together. Good example. In Europe, every nation state makes its own geographic information and believes that it should sell it to the highest bidder in an auction. So we have in every country in Europe 2 or 3 companies doing, geographical information, like the system you use in the car to find your way. In the US, paradoxically, they made it into a commons. So the NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, gives all the geographic information away to all the people in the US, to all the entrepreneurs in the US. And the result is that at least 400,000 people, last time I looked, were already working in geolocation industry. So just to tell you that this is actually also works in a business way, right? The privatized model in Europe creates a lot less jobs than the shared model that the US is adapting. So peer-to-peer creates commons that then can generate an economy around it. And the way it works is for me it's kind of obvious in the way Inspiral works. So maybe Joshua will not agree with me, but I'll give you the vision that I have of Inspiral. So at the core of Inspiral you have shared resources. I don't know if you mentioned Lumio. Lumio is an open source decision-making system, which allows communities that are not always physically together, like, for example, the P2P Foundation, to have a discussion and then have a series of voting mechanisms. So it gives legitimacy to collective decisions that are very difficult to make in these kinds of environments. Another one, I think you mentioned it, co-budgeting. So you have a network, people contribute to a common pool, and then they decide where to reinvest these network resources. So it's a network reinvestment tool. And so both of these things are common and are used by all the people connected to Inspiral. So that's the first thing, that's the productive community. So at the core of this new economy, the commons economy, we have productive communities, open productive communities, using these common resources. Around it, we have entrepreneurial coalitions. So in Spiral, I don't know, the last time I looked, we had 18, maybe it's more today, probably. So they had a number of businesses, social entrepreneurial businesses, that use these commons and create livelihoods around these commons. Now, very important, the shift here is from an extractive model to a generative model. This is very important, right? You can look at the world and say, how can I maximize my profits from a community and nature? And maybe some people will disagree with me, but I think this model is destroying our planet and creating very, very dangerous social inequalities that are destabilizing social systems right now. So generative approach is how can we create a livelihood around these shared resources without destroying that shared resource, right? So in a way, if we look at the world, it's a bit, maybe sometimes a bit shocking. Think about the word entrepreneur. Now, I say this having been an entrepreneur myself, and I probably still am. But entrepreneur means taking in between, etymologically, right? It's entre means in between, preneur means taking. So in a way, I would like to call what Inspired is doing an entrepreneurial coalition. So it's giving in between that becoming important. It's also giving in between to the natural resources that we are using. So this is the second institution that we see emerging. The third one is visible in the Inspiral Foundation. So we call this 4 benefit associations. Now this is important. If you look at all these open source projects, you will see they have these institutions in common. Think about the Wikimedia Foundation, the Linux Foundation. So these are 4 benefit associations, just to tell you how they think, because it's different from a classic NGO. A classic NGO thinks, we have a problem, let's collect resources, and then direct the resources to the problem. So Doctors Without Borders, there's a healthcare issue in war zones, collect resources, and we send and direct doctors and the medicines to these regions. This is not how these new organizations think. They think the following way. There is a problem. There's enough people with skills in the world that want to solve that problem. So let's create an infrastructure for cooperation. Let's maintain and empower and enable people to continue to work over time to contribute to these common resources. Now I just want to give you a little sense. I'll take an extra 2 minutes. Okay, good. I have the agreement of the ladies. Why is it so important? And maybe you will think I'm pessimistic, but I think if you read the climate change scientific literature, if you read the ecological reports, resource depletion issues, you'll see why this is so important. Whenever civilizations collapsed due to overuse of resources, and this happened quite a few times in human history, it's almost like a rule, and people can maybe read a book like Collapse, Jared Diamond. 3 things happen. First, people mutualize resources, knowledge. So the monks in the Middle Ages in Europe, they were the technical class. 90% of technical innovations came from the monks from the 10th to the 13th century. They were traveling all over Europe, sharing their innovations on a continental scale. Second thing, the monasteries. People in the monastery have food, shelter, a rich spiritual and cultural life at a fraction of the cost of the Roman elite. So mutualization of infrastructures. Third thing they did was to relocalize production because of the energy cost of moving things around. Now what are we doing today is open source. What is open source? Is mutualized knowledge. Second, we have the sharing economy, sometimes the so-called sharing economy. What are they doing? They are sharing physical infrastructure. They are sharing physical resources. Third, we have new types of machinery like 3D printing and all kinds of machinery that allows people to much more cheaply produce locally again, right? So we call this cosmo-localization, and it's different from neoliberal globalization in the sense that cosmo, global, everything that is light can be shared. So that's the cosmo part, the universal part. The localization means that everything that we can make locally should and can be made locally. And so in a period that we're entering where resources are becoming scarcer, economies of scale make less sense, because economies of scale mean in order to be competitive you need to use more energy and matter. So using up more resources to be competitive. In periods of ecological crisis and resource crisis, we move to economies of scope. What does that mean? It means doing more with less. It means doing more with the same thing. So if you share knowledge, for example, any change in your network becomes available to everybody in the world, right? So that's scope, that's not scale. So it's, I'll give you an example from New Zealand, and I'll have to close. It's WikiHouse. Okay, this is what I heard from them. I hope they were right. 70% of housing in New Zealand is substandard. So it's humidity, bad construction, and because of the power of the real estate and construction companies, the regulations can change. That's the way it is. So what can you do? Well, WikiHouse is making carbon positive housing using exclusively local materials. There's so much technological innovation going on in these communities that is not scaling sufficiently because of lack of investment and lack of financial clout. But they are there. We can make cars today like a WikiSpeed car that uses only 1/5 of energy, of commercial cars. This is done today. And these people are waiting for dynamic regions like yours in order to prototype and grow these technological innovations which we will need to survive and thrive in the future. Thank you so much.